Okay, question number 3 is 1 minus sine cube x, okay, upon 3 cos square x. So what you have to do is find the values of a and b, and it is already given. Okay, this will be continuous at x is equal to pi by 2. So only one point is there, so we'll have to find the left hand limit, right hand limit. So left hand limit, so limit x tending to, now it is at pi by 2. So pi by 2 minus f of x, which will be equal to limit x tending to pi by 2. Now check where x is less than pi by 2. So it is this function. So 1 minus sine cube x upon 3 cos square x. Okay. Now if you try to directly substitute, what will happen? Cos of pi by 2 will be 0. Okay, so direct substitution is not working. So try to convert cos in terms of sine. So what is the relation? Cos square x is nothing but 1 minus sine square x. So I will convert cos square x as 1 minus sine square x. Okay, now you try to substitute again and see. Sine of pi by 2 is how much? 1. 1 minus 1 is still giving you 0. Still you cannot directly substitute. Now something has to be done so that I don't get denominator as 0. Now you can check. If you notice, this can be written as 1 cube minus sine cube. Same way this can be written as 1 square minus sine square. Okay, this is like a cube minus b cube, and this will be a square minus b square. And what is a cube minus b cube? Nothing but a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. Same way, a square minus b square will be what? A minus b into a plus b. Okay, so we'll split this. So what is the n place of a? 1. What is the n place of b? Sine of x. Okay. Okay, so this will be limit x tending to pi by 2. So 1 minus sine x, okay, into a square plus ab plus b square, and this will be a minus b into a plus b. And now what will happen? This and this term will cancel. 1 minus sine x, 1 minus sine x. Now you can directly substitute. It will not become 0. So this will be 1 square plus sine of pi by 2 plus sine square pi by 2 upon 3 into 1 plus sine pi by 2. Okay, sine of pi by 2 is 1. So this will be 1 plus 1 plus 1 square upon 3 into 1 plus 1. So 1, this will give you 3 upon 3 into 2. 3 and 3 will cancel. So your left hand limit will be 1 upon 2. Okay. So now we will find the right hand limit. Limit x tending to 0, pi by 2 plus f of x will be limit x tending to pi by 2. So which is the function? B times 1 minus sine x upon pi minus 2x the whole square. Okay, now we have to solve this limit. Now look at this. If you directly try to substitute, what will happen? Pi minus 2 into pi by 2. So 2 and 2 will cancel. So pi minus pi will give you 0. Okay. So direct substitution is not possible. So I told you anytime it is in the form of this some number minus x, you have to go for substitution method. So what you have to do is whatever is inside the bracket, let that be equal to t. So pi minus 2x will be equal to t. Now for each substitution I will have to know what is the value of x. So from this equation we will try to find what is the value of x. So 2x I take on that side. So what it will become? Plus 2x. And plus t if I bring this side, it will become minus t. Okay, so 2x is this. So 2 if I bring down, both the terms will get divided and this will be x. So the value of x is what? Pi by 2 minus t by 2. Now we got the value of x. Same way we have to convert this also in terms of t. So as x tends to pi by 2, put pi by 2 over here and see what value you get t as. So pi minus pi will give you 0. Okay. So now rewrite the question, everything in terms of t now. So limit t tending to 0, 1 minus sine of pi by 2 minus t. Okay, what is pi minus 2x? We have assumed t. So that will be t square. Okay. Now what is sine of pi by 2 minus theta? Cos theta. Okay. So this will become 1 minus cos theta upon t square. Okay, so up to this point you will get. Now if you directly put 0, it will not work. Cos of 0 will be 1, 1 minus 1 will be 0. Now convert it in terms of sine. So whenever there is 1 minus cos theta, it is nothing but 2 sine square theta upon 2. So limit 2 sine square. Already theta upon 2 is there. Again if you divide by more half, so it will become 4. Okay, so t by 2 upon 2. So what it will become when you reverse? 1 upon 2. So it will become t by 4 upon t square. And now you balance it. Sine. So 1 t here. Sine square I have split it as sine of t by 4 into sine of t by 4. And now whatever is missing you balance. So 1 by 4. So that will be b into okay. So if you this p by 4 you will get. And this will be 2 now. So this will be by 8. Okay. This will cancel. 4 to the 8. So this will be a left hand, right hand limit. Okay. Now what is f of exactly at pi by 2 given to you? Nothing but a. So you have what you have done? You have found the left hand limit at pi by 2, right hand limit at pi by 2 and exactly at equal to pi by 2. Now equate all the answers. So that will be left hand limit equal to right hand limit is equal to f of pi by 2. So left hand limit how much you had got? Half. Right hand limit b upon 8 and this will be a. All the answers will be equal. So what you can do, equate this and equate it to this. Okay, so limit x tending to pi by 2 minus f of x is equal to f of pi by 2. So how much you will get? Half is equal to a. So the value of a will be half. Same way I can equate this. Okay, limit x tending to pi by 2 plus, or you can even equate like this. This also, if you equate, same thing it will be. So now f of x is equal to f of pi by 2. So how much is it? B upon 8 is equal to A. A value how much you know already? You got here half. Same thing it would have been if you had equated this two also. B by 8 would be equal to half. So B will be, 8 will go here upon 2. So that will be equal to 4. Okay, so the value of B is 4. And this is half. So this is question number 4. Okay, same way you have to find the value of A and B. Okay. So this is the question given. These are the functions. So now if you notice, this and this you should not consider, I told you, first and the last one. Which are the two middle points now? There are 2 points you have to find, 0 and pi by 2. Okay, so first we'll start at 0. So at x is equal to 0, you have to find the left hand limit and the right hand limit. So left hand limit, so limit x tending to 0 minus f of x, limit x tending to 0, x less than 0 means this function. So 2 sin x minus sin 2x upon x cube. Okay. Now there is a sine function, there is a x at the denominator, but if you have noted, it is x cube. Now consider, even if you have done this way, now taken one x and distributed to both the terms, consider like this, sine 2x upon x. So what would be the answer? This would have been balanced and this would give you 2. This answer would be 2 into 1 minus 1 into 2. So 2 minus 2 would anyways give you 0. So even by separating x like this will not work. Okay. So whenever this is the case, even after separating, if you are getting 0, then remember that they will always give you either sine 2x. Okay. Or one more option is the sine 3x, which we will solve later. So now this sine 2x you have to do something so that we don't get it as 0. So now you know the formula. Sine 2 theta is what? Sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cos theta. So using that we'll split this. So limit x tending to 0, 2 sine x minus 2 sine x cos x upon x cube. Okay. So now limit x tending to 0. So 2 sin x will be common in both the terms. Okay, I will take out common 2 sin x. So what is left is 1 minus cos x upon x cube. Now convert 1 minus cos also in terms of sine. So 1 minus cos theta will be 2 sin square theta by 2. Okay, I've converted 1 minus cos x is this upon x cube. Now total how many terms are there? Square with 2 and this one 3. And same way x also 3 power. Okay, so there you can actually separate them and give each one this. So out of this 3, 1x I'll give here. So the remaining I'll give here. So this will be sine square can be written as 2 times sine x by 2 into sine x by 2. And x cube I've split it as x, x and x. Okay, so 3 places because there were 3 signs. And now you balance. This is already balanced. This is matching. But this is not the same. So I'll have to multiply by half and half. Here also half. This also will be half. So what you'll get is 2, 1, half, this will be 1, and this last part will be balancing. So this will cancel and the answer will be 1. So your left hand limit at x is equal to 0 is 1. Okay. So next we'll find the right hand limit. We check in the question. Okay. So at x greater than 0 is this function a sin x plus b cos x. Now there is no denominator, nothing. So what will be, you don't have to worry, the denominator will become 0. So directly substitute x as 0. So this will be like this. Sine of 0 is 0. This will be 1. So your right hand limit is b. So now at x is equal to 0, you have found the left hand limit and right hand limit. Now equate both the answers. Limit x tending to 0 minus will be equal to x tending to 0 plus. What you have got left hand limit as 1 and right hand limit you got as b. So your answer will be b is equal to 1. Okay. Now this part is over. Now second point. 0 is over. Now at x is equal to pi by 2. So we'll find left hand limit. So check the x is less than pi by 2. So that will be same thing. A sin x plus b cos x. Okay. Now direct substitution because there is no denominator. So a sin of pi by 2 plus b cos of pi by 2. This will be 1 now. Cos pi by 2 will be 0. So answer is A. So your left hand limit is how much? A. Now right hand limit. That is cosec of x okay. So we have to solve this limit now. If you directly put pi by 2 minus pi by 2 will give you 0. So it is not possible for direct substitution. We'll go for substitution method. That will be whatever is inside the bracket, not the power. So let pi by 2 minus x be equal to t. So what will be the value of x? X take it that side plus x, t if I bring inside will be minus t. Now same way change the value of the limit as x tends to pi by 2. T will tend to, put pi by 2 over here, t will tend to 0. So now write the entire function in terms of t. So t tending to 0, cosec of, instead of x what will come? Pi by 2 minus t. What is pi by 2 minus x? T square. This you had assumed to be t. So answer will be t square. Now what is cosec of pi by 2 minus t? Theta. That is nothing but sec theta. Okay. If you forget that, you can check this. In the first quadrant, pi by 2 minus t less than 90 degree means in the first quadrant. So cosec will be plus only. And because this is a fraction, it will be sec. If this was not a fraction, then it would be cosec only. But now since this is a fraction, cosec will get converted into sec. So this will be sec of t minus 1 upon t square. Okay, so this is sec of t minus 1 upon t square. Now if you directly try to substitute 0 and c, sec of 0 will be 1. 1 minus 1, again 0 upon 0 form it is coming if you directly try to substitute. But now you can try to do some changes so that you don't get this. So sec t can be written as 1 upon cos t. Okay, sec of t is 1 upon cos t. Now you can cross multiply, so that will be limit t tending to 0, 1 minus cos t upon t square. Okay, now if you consider this will be reverse and it will look like this. 1 minus cos t into t square. Okay, into 1 upon t square will be this. Now directly again if you substitute it will not work. So what you do, 1 minus cos t can be written as 2 sin square t by 2. Okay, and this will be, keep this at the side only, cos t into t square. Why you don't have to worry is because anyways t if you substitute as 0, okay, cos of 0 will be 1, so that you keep for the last substitution. Now this will be limit t tending to 0, sin square can be written 2 times, sin of t by 2 into sin of t by 2 upon t. Okay, and this cos t you can keep at the side. Now what is missing, you have to balance. So this will be half, half. Okay, so that will be 2 into cos 0 so this will cancel and cos of 0 will be 1. Okay, so this is anyways 1, so answer will be 1 by 2. So your right hand limit is 1 by 2. So what you have got, your left hand limit is a, no? So limit x tending to pi by 2 minus f of x is equal to limit x tending to pi by 2 plus f of x. So this you had got as a, and this answer you got as half. So your value of a is 1 upon 2.